Every day starts with a different season, different colors, different objects, different inspirations that open channels to connect to self and others. We're gathering in the morning, outside, under the sky, maybe under a tree. I see people bringing things they found that represent this yearly season for this day, that supports direction, the atmosphere of this day.
How the awareness of the seasons reflect on the journey we're going through as a group.
The first day when we still use language, we want to establish certain formats that we will revisit, that we can use every day, that we can then relax and not get stuck in trying to explain. And seeing how these formats will develop over the week. When we do them more often, how we find more depth and richness and calmness and maybe excitement in them. I see craziness appearing. It's not all because it's silent, everything is so detailed and precise and connected and together. I see these outbursts of weirdness, and the breath is big, and that there's more possible. One element we want to establish on the first days, I guess we call it witnessing. The main practice where one person will give their presence, time awareness, support for another person who will be in movement, being seen, valued without being judged. It's like a meditation on both ends, bringing presence to myself. I can also see some non-verbal teaching where we really work specifically on one particular thing and we dive into it in a different way. There will be so much time for dancing.
I so love when there is little input in the dance. My brain doesn't get too logical and switched on to do the right thing. It's just this little bit of inspiration to then let something grow from that, whatever wants to evolve.
There's so much learning when we just dance. I want to celebrate the experience of less teaching and more learning through focusing on the shared dance. And what we will find, if I relate to others for a longer time without words, how will that be? My assumption and hope is that I'm closer to these tiny impulses that get easily filtered by social norms, by the habit of how to relate through words.
How loudly we speak when we're silent. Maybe it's even more precise because it's not confused by all the assumptions we have around words.
My hope is to get more and more in touch with all these little notions, impulses that come from the body, that are a sign of who and how I am right now, and letting them feed my day, my interactions, my way of being with myself. I imagine we'll create a very different space than if we have our more refined and socialized way of verbal interaction.
In a space like that, and there's just me and my inner world being fully present with it, especially for multiple days.
There's a lot of precision, detail, love, awareness, compassion.
The longer term thing was that I could take that into life and be more attuned to what was happening within me, but also around me.
It's for us. We're not serving the silence, like the silence is serving us.